So we're here with Coach Basti, Coach Jon Basti, the head coach at Sacred Heart. He's going to be running us through a couple clips from some of their games to teach us a little bit about offense, some defense, and some transition stuff. So, Coach Basti, take it away.
Can you see my screen there, Coach K?
Yep, we got you.
Beauty. Okay, so I picked out, like it says, there's 8 clips here, but it's really only 6 clips. Just a couple defense, a couple offense, and then a couple what I love to talk about is transition. So we'll kind of go from back to front. So we'll start with our Providence game from last year. This is a game where we were down by a lot at one point, and we ended up coming back and winning. And part of the reason we came back and won the game was because of what you see here. Just the effort. I put this in because it's a transition clip, but just the effort on the face-off. And you see it just starts from the beginning. The face-off is a team thing. Like their face-off guy, he's a Wilton kid. He's awesome. Like he's a tremendous kid. Our guys are tough guys. And what they lack in ability, they make up for in effort. So you see right there, it's 3 guys jumping on the ball. We get the ground ball, and here we go. We're in our system. We're in our transition system. And it all starts right here with, after the face-off, it all starts right here. So here's the battle, 1 guy in there, 2 guys in there, 3 guys in there. And then here's the first part of our transition. If you notice, the ball's going forward. And that's one thing we always say in our program is we want the ball going forward at all times. And so the ball moves forward, and now it comes back at you. So what we're doing is we're changing fields, but we're changing fields above the cage. The reason why we do this is because now as Max Tuttle comes over the top, he now has all this field to do what he needs to do, and he's got options. He can see the entire field instead of going this way behind the cage. What that does, and that's, people do that, and we do that sometimes, but by changing fields above the cage, you're always a threat. The ball is always in a position where it can go in the back of your net if you're a defensive player, a defensive team. So we pass down, pick down. We call this a hammer. We pass down, pick down. We hammer over the top, if you notice. But then watch what we do here. We roll off to the ball. So now on the ball, if Max needs to, he can roll back, throw back, and we're reattacking a 2-on-2 on the backside. Once again, 2-man games off the ball, or on the ball, opening up 2-man games off the ball, which then on the ball again. Max comes over the top. He's now, because he comes over hard, if you notice where his defenseman who's covering him is, he's behind him. So now Max has a jump on his guy. So he's got to step on his guy. Now it forces this dude to make a decision. Do I go? Do I stay? Do I pick up the midi coming out of the box? Because he's attacking and he's above the cage, he forces this guy to step up and stop the ball. So now we have a guy busting as hard as he can towards the back pipe with a lot of room, with our guy, best player, throwing him the ball. And because he drew this defenseman, look at all this room he has. The other key is recognition from the other 2 attackmen. They're just not standing still. If you notice, after the cut and after the pick, we see this guy, our lefty, Drew Edwards, he reads the fact that we got a player coming out of the box, and he cuts through, opening up this entire lane. By him going through, he pulls his defenseman with him, and now look at all this area for Alex Weiss to catch the ball, coming full speed out of the box, goal, okay? And that all happened because of the play that was made over here by Logan Liljeberg, who is probably has the best sellies on our team. He opened up that whole space by just passing, picking, and opening up. That allowed Max to come over the top. That allowed Drew to read it and come through. That saw Joseph JC at X just in case we needed to get the ball through X or for backup. And that opened the door up for Weissy to score. Now, if Weiss doesn't shoot, look at the backside. He throws it to Joe. Joe now has the whole backside of the 2-on-1 for Logan because Max came over the top and we changed the ball. We changed fields above the cage.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's the second that ball is up off the faceoff, you guys are attacking.
Attacking all the time. So now here's a settled offensive clip, which is kind of similar. So this is right off of faceoff procedure. And if you watch right away, watch what Max does. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle. We're ready. We're ready. That's an IQ thing. It's something that players don't do a lot of, and I don't understand. Like shot backups, attacking should be sprinting, getting the ball, and looking at the referee like, let's go, let's go. And so now Max is ready to go. Max picks up the ball. He sees Alex Weiss, again, busting out of the box, throws him the ball, and now we're attacking, right? It's an even situation. It's 5-on-5. They have a guy trailing, and now we're in a situation to make them be uncomfortable. Notice the score. That's insane. Alex sees it. They do as Providence usually does, plays very good team defense. They slid to him, but now because of the second guy coming out of the box communicating with him, it opens up more space. So now we have an outlet. Now we're into our settled 6-on-6. Because of the way Providence was sliding in this game, our job was to try to get their slide guy to make a really difficult decision. And so depending on what side of the field we were on, we were attacking different ways. If you notice, Connor O'Reilly attacks to the middle of the field. Okay, he's a righty. He goes this way. Now we're putting them in a position. What do I do? Do I slide off this guy? Do I slide off this guy? We're stretching the front side. It's a very simple thing we're doing, but now we're putting them in a position to make a decision. Because of the way they slide, we knew this was going to mess them up a little bit. They end up coming from here. But look at the distance Connor has now because he attacked right away. He has 10 yards to make a decision. Connor makes a good decision, throws it over to Alex Weiss, who was open all because he backed out. He backed out of the sliding spot, opened up this entire middle of the field, forced his guy to fill in. So now this opens his spot up. Connor throws back. They adjust very well. They recover, but now Alex is ready to dodge. He's already dodging and beats his guy before his guy can even get to him, all because he's stretched out at that point. Triple threat position, fundamental skill, caught, dodged right away. Good things happen. Throws it back to Joe Sajaci, who again, if you notice when Joe catches the ball, he's not standing still. He's catching it in the triple threat position. Look at him right away. Look at his face. You can tell his helmet. He's looking up. He's looking to see what's open. And this all happened because Logan Liljeberg sees Weiss catch the ball, and he clears the space, opens up the lane for Joe. Joe can push the corner, and we're rolling. Now they're running around. Now watch these guys up top. They don't know what to do. We're stepping. They're overplaying guys, over-rotating. Throws inside. Nobody covers them. Very athletic play. Goal. That all happened because back here, when Alex Weiss caught the ball, he was in a triple threat position. The pass was right on his ear from Connor O'Reilly. He was able to catch the ball, redodge, and now his pass was right on the money to Joe. Joe could catch the ball, head up, ready to go, force them to rotate, force them to move. Now the wheel is rolling, right on his ear, right on his ear, right on his ear to the backside. Fundamental skill, right? What do we always tell players after you dodge? Bang it twice, then redodge. Dodge, move it, move it, move it, redodge the backside. Simple fundamental lacrosse. Because of that, we create an uncomfortable situation for Providence. Throw it forward one more. Drew Edwards takes a licking, put the ball in the back of the net. The best hit he's ever going to take in his life. The best feeling you're ever going to have.
Yeah, I know. Watching that, the two things that stand out is great stick work, right? And the balls, like you said, you pointed out, is always on their ear. And the second piece is the way that everybody is moving throughout the possession, right? Like everybody is reacting and reading the situation and creating space and cutting through to be open and moving with speed and moving with purpose.
And the only scripted, and I say that, I don't know if you can't see me right now, but I'm using air quotes. The only scripted part of that was the time where Connor went to the middle of the field. Max stretched and Weiss popped out behind him. And because of that, that's the only thing that was scripted in the entire offense. Everything else is, okay, this is done. Now we're just playing lacrosse. Now we're focusing on our fundamental skills and our fundamental knowledge of the game. to move and to do exactly what you're saying and to just play off each other and react. So that was something from a couple years ago, a good transition clip and a good, oh wait, we're gonna go in kind of time frame here. It doesn't matter. So here's a defensive clip that I picked out from our game against UMBC this year. Didn't go well for us. We didn't play great. Part of the reason was, the big reason was we were terrible at the face-off X. Our goalies played tremendous. Our defense actually played really well. But, and so this is a really good clip defensively. They're a very good team. UMBC is very slick, very quick, they're not the biggest guys, but they got unbelievable stick skills. And so this was a really good test for us. But if you notice the approaches, right, we're pretty flat, but we're to the inside. So even though we're flat and so by being flat, you can concentrate more on getting your hands on guys and not necessarily, I have to get to the inside of them. And so you're never really beat, but he's approaching to the inside. So that way we want to try to keep him in the alley, but he gets beat down the side, which is fine. Or gets beat across the top, which is fine. And so this is Kyle Foley. He's one of our juniors. He's one of our probably one of our best players. So Kyle gets beat to the left, no problem. But if you notice, as he's beat and they're clearing through, we're holding lanes. Basic fundamentals of defense. Hold sliding lanes, or play tough on the ball, hold sliding lanes, be ready to fill, be ready to slide. And so as their guys clearing through, we're holding the dodging lane. Nothing happens from that dodge, even though it went across the top, because we're disciplined. We held our sliding spots and we were able to recover. So now Kyle jumps in the middle. We come out to the outside, and now we have a guy going down the alley, which we want him to. Slide, great. We're a slide first team. We're ready to go here, so we can go. We have, if you notice, Kyle's filling to right here so we can slide. So we're in a good spot on our fill. We're ready to slide. We go, we recover, and we're ready to go again. We're ready to slide again. And you can see heads are pointing, heads are upfield, guys are talking. So this is we call this U-turn or Utah. So he's Utahing back to where the ball came from because the ball went forward. It's one of our rules. If the ball goes forward, we reverse it, the recovery. If the ball goes backwards, we recover to the crease. And so now we're ready to go again. Another thing we do 90% of the time, anytime there's two man at X, we switch it. Two man at X, we switch it. Okay, because now, like we talked about a couple weeks ago, now we're ready to slide from the opposite guy who was in the two-man game. Everybody else is down and in. We have our body position is fantastic everywhere. We're ready to slide if we need to. Good defense right here by Lucas Leba. Good defense by Connor Sullivan. This is what we love. This is something we teach all the time. You see the back of somebody's head, you're going. You're going. And so Lucas, we're going Como, we're going near it. Whichever way we can get there, we're going to try to get there from the crease. And all we call is double. That's all we say. So then we know we're going and everybody else has to just kind of hold spots. And this is something that's been very, very successful for us over the last couple of years. Lucas sees it. Does it work? Okay, I'm done. I'm out. I'm breaking off. And now we're back to ready to go to play defense. If you notice right here on the back side, we're communicating. I'm in the crease. I'm ready to go. Austin Pavone's telling guys what's going on. I got this guy here. I got this guy here. I'm hot. We're ready. And the reason why this dude bails out of his dodge, even for a redodge, is because look at Kyle Foley's body position. He's in the dodging lane. He's ready to go because his teammate's doing a great job here of having good fill. We're level of the dodge here with the top center with Simon Kwan. Great job by him. We're backside covered, adjacent covered, ready to go. Doesn't happen. So now we reverse it. They dodge again, clear through guy, trumps everything. Clear through guy gets down. We go off the clear through guy, we slide. Now this is my favorite part. Right here, put them in a bad position. See that? See how they were uncomfortable? It all starts right here because we jumped from the clear through guy. So now we're communicating, we're stepping through, We're staying with it. We're staying in the sliding spot. We're holding spots. We're holding spots. We're holding spots. Creates a lot of problems. Now his hands are free, but now because we're coming over so hard and because the communication was so good, creates a problem here, creates a turnover. Got to work on first-time ground balls, right? Fundamental skills, but we have good teammates, good battle, pick it up, and we're out. And that all happened. That was all fundamentals, right? I didn't talk one thing about game planning. I could have talked to you how we said we were going to play UMBC, but it wasn't about that. Basic fundamental skills. Sliding from clear through guys first. Good body position. Being ready to not abandoning and leaving sliding spots and opening up dodging lanes. Good approaches to the ball. Communication. Basic fundamentals of the game cause you to be successful defensively.
Yeah, I think, when you were talking about, you mentioned 4 keys to your defense, right? You said play tough on the ball, stay in the sliding lanes, dodging lanes, be ready to fill, and be ready to slide. And, hearing that as a defensive coach, do you teach your guys when you say be ready to fill and then be ready to slide? Is the fill from the backside, right? The guy that's covering the guys farthest away from the ball, their number one job is to help into the crease and push that slide guy?
Correct. And so in our defense, you have 4 jobs. You're either on the ball, you're hot, you're adjacent, or you're fill. That's it. And no matter what we're doing, those are your 4 jobs. In every defense we're in, zone, man, 3-man rotate, 4-man rotate, shutoffs, 42s, 24, whatever you want, 51s, whatever you want to talk about, you can throw all that junk out there. Those are your 4 jobs. And so the backside guys, the fill guys are the most important guys because they see everything. So they're stepping into the crease. They allow the hot guy to be like, okay, I'm hot, I'm ready to go. And then the guys in the ball dictate where the ball is going. And so then we know how to slide. We know where to slide to and where to slide from. And so, the more we focus on those 4 jobs, and the more we communicate through them and do them in different ways in practice, the better we're going to be when we have to play a game, because, it's basic fundamental skills allow you to move quickly. And if you're confident in those fundamental skills, you're not going to be questioning them or thinking about them during the game. You're going to be able to react and just play defense. Because you know as well as I do, playing at the level that you played at your whole life, reaction, it's like that. You have no reaction time. So you have to really know your skills and be great fundamentally to be able to do all this stuff correctly and just be successful. And you know what? You're going to make mistakes, right? Defense, you screw up. That's why you have teammates, right? Like on that one play, Pavone and Foley came to the ball. But because Pavone got there quickly, Foley was able to get back in and cause a problem. So Foley was able to get upfield and try to get a ground ball. But that happens. But because we were fundamentally sound everywhere else, it was successful. So this clip here is it's pretty quick. It's a minute 40 seconds. It's same game, a little bit later in the game. Fast forward past this junk. So this is just a quick. I like this clip because it shows this. Thank you. You'd like that.
Nice takeaway.
And then here we go. My favorite part of life, transition. So if you notice, as soon as the ball's on the ground, takeaway check. We lead the country in takeaways almost every year, top 5. We're out. First 3 guys, they're gone. 3 poles, 2 poles and a shorty, gone. Love it. Now we're into our clear. We're open. This is another thing I love. Senior captain, Austin Pavone, Ridgefield guy, right down the middle of the field, shooting. Wasn't beautiful, but it worked because it created this. Got the backup. So now we're into our settled offense. Everybody's moving. Everybody's a team player. The ball's moving quickly. The ball's not dying. We're getting the ball to the backside, and we're attacking right away. Guys working together. Great shot, great save, effort. Look at that. Dude's flying around. See that? Dude flying around, picking up. We got to watch it again.
Is that an attackman?
Yeah, that's Logan Liljeberg. He's awesome. Look at that. Boom. That's my ball. Jimmy Gattoletta, senior. Great ground ball. And now we're moving. The ball. Here's a huge part of what we do, Coach. Watch what happens when Jimmy picks the ball up. right up, move it right away, right? We're not picking the ball up and running with it. We're moving it. We're looking for transition. We're looking to create something positive after a ground ball because the defensive team is scrambling. And so now we're moving, playing our offense, basic two-man stuff. Nothing, again, not much is scripted. It's all stuff that we've learned doing 2-on-2s, 4-on-4s, stick work drills. Here's your two-man game here. Here's your two-man game here. Here's your two-man game up here. So the first one, pass down, pick down, simple thing. This is called, we chop the backside. They just switch. And then these guys are switching too. This movement, look at what this does, this whole area. So this simple little movement, you got Jimmy Gattaletta coming through, Alex Weiss backing out, Drew Edwards dodging hard. Alex Weiss backing out opens up the entire field. And we score in this possession simply because of that move that Weiss did. And because of what Jimmy did. Jimmy coming through brought that defenseman with him. Alex backing out opened up the entire field for Drew. Nothing came of it, no problem, but now they're running around. We got the ball spinning, and now they're having an uncomfortable situation because there's nobody to slide, right? The crease is so high and away that there's nowhere to slide from. So now when they do slide, they're sliding and they don't know where to recover to. Opens up the backside, nice little over the top, boom. It's a 6-shot too. See where it's
Yeah. I mean, you watch that clip, it's hard to find a guy who's standing in the same spot for 3 seconds.
And that puts pressure on defenses.
I mean, you look at them. There's nobody standing in the same spot for even 3 seconds. They're all constantly moving.
So, and that little rollback by Ryan Stout allows not a great pass, but it was a good handle, and it was a great look and a great finish. And that, like you said, that all happened from basic fundamental skills. There wasn't anything too crazy about anything. Two-man game, stick work, working off ball. And we call it, honestly, that offense hurricane because there's no script. It's just 6 guys working together, and all that comes from stick work drill. We put 6 guys on the field in a stick work drill, and we literally like, okay, everybody's got to touch the ball. Go. You have 30 seconds. And we give them cues based on our two-man games and our two-man stuff that we do and our 4-man stuff we do. But it's their responsibility to then put it together on game day. So this is the last couple clips I wanted to go through, and these are all transition stuff. So we're in gray here. This is our first game of the year this year against Hartford. Another takeaway, which I love. And then watch this. So love beating Hartford. Love taking the ball away from Hartford. Love scoring transition goals all the time, especially against Hartford. So we get 3 people going upfield. Look at this. 1, 2, 3. And look at the speed. Everybody's going, right? Full speed. Gets a little hairy, but because we're confident and we talk about our rules all the time, it works out. Pass down, pick down. He goes to the pick. We get over the top. We clear the space. Come back over the top. And this is why this just cuts off. This is the second part of the clip. Comes over the top. Look at this. We didn't score, but it was a great opportunity. And like I showed our guys this in film after the game because I didn't care that we didn't score a goal. I love the fact that we did it right. You know, right from the start. Right from the start. Great takeaway. Great ground ball. Our heads up. We're moving it. We have confidence. Our goalie's heads up. He's moving it. Great pass. And then we're running. Now, in our offense, in our transition, first guy's job is to go forward with the ball, play two-man with the front side. Second guy's job is to cut the back pipe. Third guy's job is a trailer. Trailer is probably the most difficult spot because you have to read, do I hang out and do I wait for a pass or do I get through and allow these guys to crisscross the top? Donovan Lacy, he's a sophomore, he played every game his freshman year, and is one of our best players. He realizes Drew's attacking him. I'm clearing through and clearing space. And that opens up the lane for Drew. Drew keeps going, gives the ball to Logan Liljerberg. That opens up the space for Logan for a great shot. And notice what we have here. We have a backup right here from our other attackmen because they do a good job of bouncing off the crease and getting to the backside, but it opened up this whole area. And their goalie played awesome that game, even though we beat him.
So I noticed in that clip that one of your, maybe an LSM or a defenseman, a pole, goes across the midfield line and is attacking, and he doesn't have the ball, right? So, for our young defensemen, a lot of guys are like, well, I'll just play defense because I don't have to, be able to shoot and score and dodge and do all that. I mean, you have a guy, he's running across the midline looking to play offense when he doesn't even have the ball. He's not attacking with the ball, but he's attacking off the ball. That's something you look for and you train your guys on?
100%. Our motto is you're only a defenseman when you're playing defense. As soon as the ball's on the ground, you are an offensive player with a long stick. You are a lacrosse player. So everybody in our program, including goalies, trains in transition drills. Every single guy in our program, including goalies, shoot. We work on this stuff all the time. Almost every single day, not almost every single day, we're doing some sort of stick work transition drill, shooting drill, and basic team transition drill with everybody. Offensive guys play defense, defensive guys play offense, because they have to know what to do in these situations. And if they're not confident in their skills, they're not going to do it. And yes, now this guy's an offensive player. Like this guy sets picks on wings. This guy sets picks at X. He ends up because he's got a guy covering him.
Yep.
If that guy slides, you got to be able to catch the ball and dunk it, and later on in the game, the same individual does that. He's a St. Anthony's guy, by the way.
That's awesome. That's great.
So last clip here, or there's actually two more if you don't mind. But this one, end of the quarter, this is a huge part of our team. We tell our guys it takes us 7 seconds to score a goal. So notice, 22, right?
Yep. On the shot clock.
8 seconds. 8 seconds, yeah.
73.
Shot clock, 7 seconds, right? That's what it takes to score a goal. And that was without moving the ball. That was just one man catching the ball and going. But it's never over until the clock reads 0. There was no time left in the half. Great save by our goalie. Look at the guys. We're out. We're busting. And every single person on the bench is yelling, go, go. I can remember this vividly. Donnie Lacy hears it, and he's got 45 dudes pushing him to score a goal. They choose, for whatever reason, not to rotate to him. And so he's like, all right, I'm really good. I could score. Boom. 2-2.
That's great.
So now we have momentum.
That's it. I was just going to say the momentum for a goal at the end of a quarter is massive.
And that only happens because we train that. We train our guys. As soon as a shot is taken, you're up and out. You're going, you're pushing the field. Look at 3.6 seconds, 2-2, 6.
Right.
So it's, we train that way, and we train our goalies to look for those balls, overthrow guys so they could run onto them. We do over-the-shoulder stuff all the time. A lot of our shooting drills are full-field shooting drills. So this is the last clip. This is a pure transition clip. Once again, takeaway, love it. So this gets a little hairy here. Not a great decision, but luckily we have good teammates. Great ground ball here. Our goalie sees Jake Lindahl breaking out. Great pass from Colton King to Jake Lindahl. And here's Kyle Foley again. Push and transition. Okay? If you notice, where does the ball go? The reason why we say the ball goes forward in transition is because even though this is kind of a fast break situation, it's kind of hairy. He's running straight at it. He's not comfortable making that pass. This guy's doing a good job of being in the passing lane. Most turnovers in transition happen when you try to throw the ball backward or sideways. So when we came up with the system, we said the ball goes forward. If it has to go sideways, it better be a great play, but it's got to go forward 95% of the time, because you create more of a chance for something successful to happen for you. And so pass down, pick down, we come over the top. Here's what we were talking about earlier. Remember I talked about Donovan clearing through in that other clip? Yep. For the on the trailer.
The trailer, yeah.
See the difference. Now watch the difference here. Trailer becomes a transfer guy. This allows us to, and that transfer guy allows Kyle Foley to be open, because so there's a lot of stuff that goes on here, coach. Ball moves forward, cuts the front pipe. This guy gets actually yelled at in film because he cut the front pipe. He should have cut the back pipe. Foley notices that. very smart player, which is why he's our one of our starters. He now drifts over to that backside where this knucklehead should have been, creates a 3-on-2 goal. That was a huge goal. I think that was a game-winning goal. I don't know. It was early in it, but it was like the go-ahead goal. But so, like right here, these are all rules that we go over all the time with our guys. Ball moves forward, play 2-man on the front side, cut the back pipe, third guy's a trailer. Great read by this guy, catches it, spins it quickly, 2-on-1, woohoo. And then he's sprinting to the bench because he was very happy. That was his first goal. I think that was the first goal of the year for. That was the first goal of the year for him. Might have been
That's when the
first
D
career
middies,
goal.
the D middies and the poles score. They don't know how to celebrate. They just run right back to the bench or right back to defense.
Believe it or not, Coach, we work on that in practice. We work on cellies in practice.
Nice.
If you don't celebrate goals in drills, you do push-ups.
I love that.
Every goal is so awesome. And it's a team thing.
That keeps the energy up, huh?
What?
Keeps the energy up too in practice.
100%.
Celebrating every goal you score.
Yeah, man, it makes life a lot much more fun, and it creates a lot of energy in practice, and the guys love it. And like you said, we have poles and transition guys. We don't call them D-middies, they're transition middies. So we have poles, transition middies. We have attackmen, middies. We haven't had a goalie score yet, but that's coming. It'll happen.
Nice. All right, Coach Basti, really appreciate you doing this film breakdown for us. It's always great to see kind of behind the curtain and see what a college coach is thinking and how you guys break down film and how you use film to analyze what you're doing well and how you guys improve. So we definitely appreciate it. Our young guys can learn a bunch from you and what you just showed us. So definitely means a lot to have you on here.
Yeah, my pleasure, Coach. Thanks for having me. And hey, man, Eclipse for life, baby.
Love